Hey, wait! Do you mind if I bend your ear about something? Anevia is outside your door, leaning casually against a shelf. So, here's the first and most important thing. Beth gave you a crucial mission. I get that, and I know you'll get the job done. I saw you in action. But here's the rub. By sending you out on an errand, we're weakening our defenses here. If they come at us while you're gone, well, I don't know if we'll be able to fight them off. Oh, are you asking me to stay here and guard the tavern? You what? No, no! Your task is far too important. You can't just hold up here all cozy like, waiting for the demons to knock on the door. We do need to take the fight to them. But if those freaks try to make a move on this place, Beth will send a runner to get you. If that happens, you leg it back here, alright? Because if you don't, you'll be coming back to an ash pile. Got it? Oh yeah, for sure. When do you think they'll be attacking next? Guess is as good as mine. I might not be here. They could attack the whole damn... Oh, it might not be here. They could attack the whole damn city. Those vermin know they've lost the upper hand and that we're going to push the back hard. If things kick off here, you should know, after the attack, some things could be changed beyond recognition. So if you've got any business that needs taken care of, you'd better do it soon. Oh. Well, that seems clear. Is there anything else you wish to discuss? So, the rift that damned beetle left with it, that... Wow, I can't speak today. So the rift that damned beetle left with its eye? Yeah, well, it cut the city into two, and it's kinda difficult to get across. My scouts tell me there's a halfway decent place set up across in Market Square. Not that any of them tried to make sure. But if you got a mind to go across, I think you're gonna have to eventually. You might want to give the square a once over. Oh, thank you, Anevia, and thank you for the warning. I'll see you later. Later. Watch yourself out there. Anevia, in her muted colors, blends almost perfectly into the background. She appears relaxed, but her seemingly unfocused eyes are taking in everything around her, tracking and filtering potential threats. The only tell is the way she drums her finger on her hip near her weapons sheath. She shows no sign of her injuries and confidently leans on her previously broken leg. She pretends to have just noticed you, even though she watched you approach from afar. Oh, hey! See how they patched me up? Now I can run, jump, or dance a jig if I feel like it. Hey Anevia, do you know of any suspicious places in the city I should pay attention to? There were a couple spots I wanted to check out, but I didn't have time. If there really is a den of cultists there, it would be good if you could swoop in there and bust some heads. You don't even need a search warrant. Anevia shoots you a crooked smile. Did I miss a line? Oh, never mind. Okay. First one is the Silken Thread. It's a funny little tailor shop that doesn't take any orders and never buys any fabric, but they always seem so busy. They're busy with something in there, alright, but sewing it ain't it. And second is the alchemy shop, Topaz Solutions. And they trade in everything, not just healing potions. Judging by the ingredients they've been buying on the black market, there's something fishy about the alchemical rituals going down in that place. Do you mind telling me a bit about yourself, Anevia? The girl shrugs with a lazy smile. I'd be happy to, but it's kind of nothing to tell. What's so interesting about me? Well, where are you from? Nowhere, really. I was blown in by the wind and found in a cabbage patch. The girl stops short. Sorry. It's an old habit of mine. I don't like blabbing about my past, but you saved my skin, so I guess I kind of owe it to you not to clown around, right? I'm from Nadal, and I wouldn't wish my homeland on my worst enemy. You've heard of the place? I'm sure. Ruled by monsters that aren't alive nor dead. And the official religion is the cult of Zon Kuthan. I grew up in a slum, like a weed between the cobblestones. I didn't have a dad, but I had lots of aunts and uncles. My mom's cronies. No prize for guessing the kind of business she was involved in. They gave me a set of lockpicks, and as soon as I could hold a spoon, while the other kids were picking their noses, I was picking pockets. When I was 12, the monks of the Silent Shroud came for us. Creepy guys with their mouths sewn shut. Then they're the guards in Nisroch. Mom gave me to her friends, and we hid in a secret temple of Desna. I never saw my mom again. I lay low in the temple for the next few years, kept my head down. I washed floors, fetched water, listened to sermons. Funny thing, after a while I started liking Desna's teaching. But as soon as I was old enough, I was out of there. I left Nidal and got as far away as I could. It's quite a group of ragtag group we got there, eh? From nobles to street thieves. You got that right. Only the best for you. What do you do if the knights and nobles fail to save the world? Well, the lowlifes are our only hope. I have to ask, how did you and Erebeth meet? Well, I was bumming around Timon a while back, doing this and that. Desna Temple sometimes gave me odd jobs. You know, sometimes they needed people with silks like mine, or on the surface it was fine, I guess. Oh, with skills like mine, not silks. You know, sometimes they need people with skills like mine. On the surface it was fine, I guess. After Nidal, the freedom of River Kingdom should have seemed like heaven. My chance to sit back and enjoy life. But I wasn't happy. There just wasn't any joy in my new life. I was all alone. No one cared about me, and I didn't care about anybody either. I struggled to find a reason to drag myself out of bed every morning. Tying a stone around my neck and jumping into the nearest river started to look pretty appealing. One day, I was hired to follow some fellas who the local authorities suspected were Rasmiran spies. I was stupid. I made a rookie mistake and they caught me. It's like my body had already decided to do what my mind had been fighting, to finally put me out of my misery. Get someone else to kill me, since I didn't have the guts to do it myself. They grabbed me. I thought they'd gut me on the spot, but instead they hogtied me and dragged me off. And just like an animal going to the slaughter, my only thought was, let's just get this over with. They brought me to their stinking cave, threw me on their altar, and I realized who it was. Kuthites from Nidal. They tracked me down after all those years. But I just didn't care anymore. Wouldn't even have cared if they'd eaten me or whatever. We all gotta go sometimes, right? So I was lying there, staring at those knives pointed at me when fate rolled the dice and I hit the jackpot. Erebeth. There she was, storming into the cave. Picture it. I'm lying on an altar with all these knife-wielding maniacs around me, and suddenly Erebeth storms in. I thought it was Ayamade herself, fierce in her shining armor with her gleaming sword raised. She made quick work of those scumbags, chopped them up just like that. I didn't even have time to blink. She untied me, and then... The girl's face lights up as she chuckles. Well, she looked through the papers they had on the table, and she started swearing like a sailor. So much for Iomade. Well, how did you two end up in Canabras then? After almost becoming a human sacrifice, I knew I never wanted to leave Erebeth's side. Desna knows I fell for her instantly, and I fell hard. My misery was gone, and when Erebeth showed me what was in those papers, proof that the cultist had a nest in her home city, well, I offered to help her without even a second thought. Anevia smiles warmly. She must have figured I couldn't wait to get my revenge on the cultists. I didn't give a damn about them. It was her. I'd go anywhere with her. Even on a crusade, or into the jaws of a dragon. But I took to life in Canabras like a duck to water. I used to be an outcast where I went. But half the Crusaders are the same. After all, who'd volunteer to tango with demons on the edge of the abyss? You gotta either be a goody two-shoes with too much honor and free time, or a misfit with no life out in the normal world with normal people. People came here to run away from their debts, their past, from themselves. So I fit right in. That's actually kind of a sweet story. Thank you for sharing, Anevia. What is it like living with Erebeth? Oh, my cat's playing at the door. It's like living. Without her, I wouldn't be. Seriously, if I were alone, I would definitely be gone by now. Oh, it's so sad. Sure, sometimes we argue. We can't deny that. Sometimes we bang our fists on the table and yell so loud that the walls shake. But that's all about order business. At home. Well, I'll give you an example. Kinda always wanted to move out of that broom closet we call a house and into something cozier. It ain't like they have take a vow of poverty at the Eagle Watch, but every month, somehow, most of our spare money is spent on Crusader business. Sure, I get mad about it, but Anevia makes a helpless gesture. It's also part of why I love her so much. You know, Erebeth has that thing that matters most for a person. A purpose in life. She's always got a reason for whatever she's doing. Her whole life is a crusade, and I just drifted around, like a leaf in the wind, until Desna brought us together. Now, she's the meaning of my life. So it really makes no difference if we live in a mansion or under a bush. Oh, well, thank you so much. That's very heartwarming, Anevia. Thank you for your answers. On just maybe slightly less personal stuff, what exactly are your responsibilities here in the Eagle Watch? Anevia smiles evasively. Nothing official. I'm not even a knight, you know. I just hang around. Sure you want to know the details? I catch traitors and spies and cultists. It's no walk in the park. It's a delicate job. You can't always do it all within the letter of the law. You know, what if we surprise some suspicious blighter with an official search? Everyone will know about it long before, starting with their cronies. Then again, sneaking into people's houses at night ain't exactly legal. Crusaders can't do stuff like that, can they? Well, I'm not exactly a knight. The girl trails off. Alright, I gotcha. Well, I have to go. It was nice talking with you. Alright, you watch yourself now.